Was that right?
You need a glass of wine.
Yeah, okay. All right, we're still rolling, guys? Still rolling. Okay, so take it away, Tony. I was really excited about being on the hospice board. I didn't really understand a lot about hospice, but in 1997, I was working at Sacred Heart in oncology services, and no other than Johnny Cox, who happened to be one of the founders of Hospice of Spokane, called me and asked if I would be interested in serving on the board. The interesting thing is, I said, I really need to think about it. And 15 seconds later, I said, I'd really like to do that. So that's how I started my board experience, and I was on the hospice board till 2004.
I was contacted by an accountant friend who I met working out at a gym, and he was on the board at the time and came and asked if I would be interested. And I too knew nothing about the mission, knew in general what they did, but thought quite selfishly it would be a great learning experience to know more and to be able to help. So I started in 2001.
I'm a family physician. I had a lot of patients that made use of hospice over the years. One of my partners was on the board, I think Thomas Kearney, at one point in time. And so it was kind of a natural fit for me. But I had no idea when I came on all the other elements that go into being a hospice organization than just being a healthcare professional. All the other skills that everybody around this table brought and on the board brought to make it a whole. And it was a great experience.
It's been on my mind since medical school, having patients die when I was in my early 20s, kind of. So it seemed like a natural transition that I too told her I had to wait and think about it, and by the end of the conversation I told her yes.
If you had 60 seconds with somebody, what would you tell them about Hospice of Spokane?
Well, I'd say be prepared to receive the most compassionate and competent care you've ever received.
Having hospice come into your lives, whether it be through the hospice house or through your own home, it allows you to not have to be 100% caregiver. They will do the work for you with compassion and dignity for your loved one, and you get to be the family member. And sometimes people have forgotten how to do that because it's become their sole responsibility to take care of their loved ones.
I think taking care of one another as humans is kind of the highest form of our better angels, or however you want to say it. But I really appreciate that hospice embodies the better angels taking care of one another.
They will help you take care of your loved ones in ways you didn't know they needed to be cared for and that you didn't know you needed to be cared for. They will see the needs and they will take care of your family member or your friend in ways that will make you comfortable and peaceful.
That's wonderful, Carol.
Yes, and I think to say that they can be as involved or uninvolved. They are not obtrusive and come, barging in to your home and in your life. They are very respectful of, your values and how you want your loved one cared for. That's why I say it's very, very individualized, and they'll be there as much or as little as you want them to be.
What are some things you think Hospice of Spokane does well?
I really feel like it's the people that make Hospice of Spokane the organization that it is. I think that the leadership does an excellent job, and they're in it for the right reasons. I feel like the mission and values drives the organization. People that work there, it's not just a job, it's a career, but it's also a passion. They try to individualize it as much as they possibly can.
They do personalize it. I watch the nurses want to get to know the clients and the client families, because the more you can get acquainted, and sometimes it's a very short period of time you have to do that, but you do want to individualize, and I think they're very good at individualizing care for families as well as clients.
Certainly, as coming to know the patients, I really appreciated that. Just from the other aspect of it, having a mother who received hospice Spokane care, it was wonderful to see how much the first priority was getting to know her, and then getting to know us as a family, and then care followed from that. But it was a great gift to have.
I've had 5 family members served, and so I've gotten to see that. And some people are easier to get to know and easier to take care of, but they try very hard to figure out who we are and what will be best.
The nurses, the social workers, the chaplains, the health aides, they just do a phenomenal job, and they get to know the clients very well. They come to embrace the family as a whole.
Well, to me, that's the hallmark of hospice, and what hospice really started for a model for all of the rest of healthcare in the world, I think today should be. The definition of the patient in hospice is not just the patient, but the patient plus whoever they consider their family. Mm-hmm. And it may be biologic family, maybe special friends, other special relationships, but that's who hospice takes care of. The whole team comes in and takes care of all of them.